And then finally, Bitcoin. Now, I was on CNBC, and the only part of the clip that I think taken out of my appearance was where I said that that the biggest surprise to us over the last, well, since we started our research on Bitcoin into actually 2012, is that stablecoins are starting to usurp a role that we thought Bitcoin would play. We thought Bitcoin would be an insurance policy for emerging markets against confiscation of wealth, either outright or through inflation and other terrible policies. What has happened is the stablecoins are taking over. They've hit almost $300 billion. And so we think that that insurance policy role will take $200,000 to $300,000 out of our bull price. But that was in an all other things equal world. What has also happened, of course, is what we've been discussing. The gold price has doubled. So the gold market cap has doubled. And part of our analysis for the potential for Bitcoin was that maybe it would become half the market cap of gold. It would take some share from gold or maybe expand the market. Well, that market has doubled. So I don't think our bull price should change all that much. And I probably should have been quicker to say all things equal on CNBC the other day. So I just wanted to clarify that. We are very bullish on crypto assets, but we know that they are the most susceptible to liquidity drawdowns. And I described earlier, we have a number of reasons for liquidity drawdowns now, but we think that they will be cleared by the end of the year. And hopefully by December 10th, when the Fed eases. And hopefully when government statistics come back and we get the employment report in early December, which is the next time that I will have the pleasure of doing In the Know. So hopefully we're in the clear by then, and the bull market that we believe is firmly in place will continue apace. So thank you very much.
On crypto, we've been covering it on the way down, and now I want to stop talking about it as it goes up. So Bitcoin prices have seemed to stabilize a little bit. What do you think about this move we have seen in crypto over the past few weeks? And are you concerned about more of a sell-off and that pressuring the broader market a little bit?
Yeah, so crypto is a real tough asset class for me. Again, as a fundamental analyst, there's no cash flow, there's no dividends, there's no income. So it's really hard for me to tell you what the actual value of crypto really is. I can't tell you if Bitcoin's worth, 200,000 or 2,000. And as you just said, the volatility has just been incredible. I mean, people forget that not too long ago, October 6th, it was up 34% on the year. It was over $125,000. Today, we're around 87,000. We're down 7 or 8%, year to date. So there's a lot of volatility there. When you have an asset like this, it becomes an asset class of sentiment, what people think about it. And what drove it higher earlier in this year was pretty much record inflows into that asset class or that particular investment vehicle. And more recently, you've all of a sudden started to see heavy outflows from that space. And that's really what's driving it. And again, I really can't tell you if it's up from here or down from here, to be honest.
The one word that pops into my head when it comes to Bitcoin is speculative. And yes, we have a scarcity issue, right? There's only so many units that are going to be created, but it's only worth whatever the next person is willing to pay for it, right? This is not like a stock that is generating revenue and earnings. So I think it's important to keep that in mind. Whereas gold is a store of value. Is Bitcoin really? I don't know. I still think it's a speculative investment.
Jen, I'm going to bring to life an emoji I've used before, where it's like those praying hands. There we go. I think you were on the mark there. Nez, last word to you here. What I don't like about this move in Bitcoin, it hasn't been that convincing off the lows. I mean, it seems like people are nibbling at it, but it hasn't been that burst back over 90,000.
Right, and the question is, has Bitcoin bottomed here? Is this going to turn into a V-shaped recovery? And most analysts are cautious about that right now. It does not seem like this bounce is that meaningful. There are some resistance that levels that analysts are taking a look at when it comes to the next following weeks. But I will say that Sean Farrell of Fundstrat said, look, the media has turned very bearish when it comes to Bitcoin. So perhaps that's a counter signal, according to him.
Let's make one more move here, at least one more discussion point before we take a break. Bitcoin, it's an A-block story, I think, still, until it isn't. It's down again, okay? Bitcoin is. Coinbase got downgraded today at Argus. So, you know, there's a belief that the market overall is not really going to be able to fully stabilize until Bitcoin does. You own Coinbase in the ETF. So what's your view on that?
I think I said yesterday, I've said last week, and I'll say it again today. I think it's going lower. I think the entire crypto space.
Coinbase is going lower.
It's going low because of what's going on with crypto. It looks to me like the crypto asset class peaked on October 6th. We're in the mix of a liquidity-driven sell-off. You could cite whatever reason for it. But in terms of observing momentum on a very near-term basis, there's no signal that I see in front of me that suggests a turn.
Did you believe? Do you believe what others do, that until Bitcoin firms up, at least stabilizes somewhat, that the market itself is going to feel a little more volatile?
I think sideways trade in Bitcoin is gives the free pass for equities to move higher. I think if we break down below 80,000 once again, I think that will have a liquidity effect on equities.
All right.
Short term in its nature.